All right, we're gonna switch it up and go to TV questions first. Who wants to go?
I think. What do you think will be some of the keys to getting a win tomorrow?
They're top 20 in the country in turning teams over. They play really fast in the first 6 seconds, but their offense is even more effective in the next 6 seconds, which is very rare. They have 3 ultra talented perimeter players that you could argue is the best perimeter in the country. I think that's why they've had the success that they've had and been ranked as high as they've been ranked throughout the year. And then they do a really good job on the glass on both ends. So we can't turn the ball over. We have to figure out how to guard the bounce because they're so effective. And then we have to figure out how to have a presence on the defensive glass and the offensive glass.
Last road trip, obviously, kind of having the lead there for most of the second half and kind of holding off that push from Auburn. What do you guys feel like? And, I know you've had other road trips where Kentucky battled to just kind of claw back and stay in it. How do you think you guys showed some maturity, I guess, in handling that aspect of a road environment, of holding off, a team being able to make a late run there?
Yeah, I think the ambiance of Reed Arena has been trending in the right direction, and I think that if you talk about just the last 2 road games and the one coming up, you could argue that the environment at Arkansas, Kentucky, and Auburn, Tennessee would probably argue a little bit with that, but those would be the top 4. I think the playing on the road has become even more difficult in the time that we've been here. And I do think a part of that is the environment, whether it's the crowd for sure, but all of the things that go into a game day environment. This will be our first Tuesday game. TV chooses who they want to play on Tuesday nights. Obviously, Arkansas, Kentucky, Auburn, Tennessee, they play more Tuesday night games than anybody, rightfully so. And I think a part of that is the environment at those places. And so I think it probably, like good barbecue, everybody has a different opinion. They're all the same in regards to, I think the score was 4-20 at Arkansas when we started there last year. It'll catch you off guard if you're not thinking it's the best home court environment in the country.
Coach, what kind of challenges does this Arkansas defense present, and how do you plan to overcome that?
They're really good at the rim. 15 block shots. I think he's the 3rd leading shot blocker in the league. Number 4, you could argue, is the best perimeter defender in the league. They have great length, great talent. And then I think it changes a little bit here or there each day. But I think this morning they were 19th in the country in turning teams over. And a high percentage of, like a steal means that it's happening while the clock's running. And a non-steal just means you turn the ball over and the clock stopped. They are really good at steals that they convert at a really high rate. And so I would say that that's kind of the premise of what they do, particularly in the half court.
Good guys.
Health-wise, how are y'all doing? Solo, Dexter, Manny, what's kind of the update that going in the game?
Yeah, Solo was released today. I don't know what that will mean. He just participated in a portion of practice just a minute ago. Dexter cut his finger. Boots banged up his finger. Mo broke his finger. And so I'm not sure where Mo is. You know, he's on the whatever that progression is on. Can you grab a tennis ball? Can you grab? They have these. I've never seen it. It's like a shot put, but it doesn't weigh as much as a shot put, and it has different vibrations, and like you try to hold it, and it's doing different things just to kind of build up the muscles. So I think he's progressing the right way. I don't know. Is he a month away? Is he 3 weeks away? I think it just, it kind of depends on how that bone grows over the pin. So.
As we hear the tag, sometimes teams are good road teams, bad road teams. Y'all been very good on the road in SEC play. Why do you think that is? That y'all handle the road better than maybe some teams do?
Well, I think we've had growth at home and on the road. We've already lost too many home games to begin with. I think in our time here, I think we've had a winning record on the road in SEC play, except for the COVID year, every year. So we're off to a good start. We haven't clinched a road season winning record, but we're off to a good start. I think our staff does a really good job of preparing our guys for what's coming from the opponent. And I think our players are continuing to do a better and better job of only hearing our voices and trying not to get lost in the environment or what comes with playing on the road. You have to be really, really tight in a lot of different ways in order to have a chance to win on the road. And so far, I think we're progressing in the right way. I think we've got to continue to find ways to be even better, but we've got to, if you were looking at it throughout the entire picture, we've got to continue to find ways to be even better at home. Because thus far, that's what's caused us harm more so than the road.
What makes a road game or what makes some places harder to play than others? I mean, just a lot of places are loud. Is it just the decibel levels, or is there something else that goes on?
It would be the decibel levels at Arkansas. I think sometimes maybe it's where the students sit. Sometimes the students have a little bit more energy than those of us our age. I think at Auburn, their whole lower bowl is students. Sometimes the vocabulary of those students is a little different than people our age. Yeah, so it's a little bit, I think, Olin, of everything, right? Like for me, I don't spend the night in my own bed. I'm not eating my food. It's not the balls that we play with, right? Arkansas is a Nike school, so we're practicing with Nike balls. It's not the rims I shoot on every day. So everything's a little different. It is the environment for sure during the actual game, but it's just the routine and the rhythm. And I think we try to make everything as close as we can on our itinerary to exactly what we would do at home. And we work way in advance. Luke Hillen works way in advance because he knows I'm so anal about that. What time is this? What time is this? What time is this? Like Landry's the head coach in charge of my calendar. Luke's the head coach in charge of the team's time. And so those two are constantly working together. But if you want to know when media day is, one day before a road trip, I can tell you. It doesn't matter who we're playing, where we're playing. The playing people can tell you when we're leaving because we were trying to keep everything on that same plan. When's chapel? I can tell you. When am I going to walk? I can tell you. When are we watching film? I can tell you. And over time, particularly with our returning guys, they already know. They can tell you what time shoot around is, regardless of where we're playing. So I think that's not the part, but I think that's for sure a part.
When you look at the kind of free throw shooting down the stretch last game, do you think that's an anomaly, or is that something that y'all have poured into a little bit more?
Yeah, you're talking about against Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
I think it's anomaly. I think Boots was 4 of 8. That's not him. He was shooting 84% going into the game. Dexter was shooting 94% going into the game. He was 0 of 2. So there, Boots is not going to go 8 of 8, but he's probably going to go 6 of 8, if not 7 of 8. Dex is normally going to go 2 of 2. So there's 5 that we left on the table. Dre went 1 of 2. Is that right?
So,
He's shooting 67% going into the game. H missed the front end of a 1-and-1. He was shooting 100% going into the game. Jew and Henry were both 6 out of 8 each. That's about par. So I think it was an anomaly.
some of that maybe just being juiced up, reading the crowd kind
I
of thing?
think some of it's being juiced up. I think also some of it is just the anxiousness of, I need to make this free throw. It's a 1-possession game. This is at home. This is in this sort of environment. This is coming off a road win at Auburn. This has been a very emotional week, physically, mentally. So I think it's a little bit of all of that. But I do think that I'll take Boots and Dex in any contest every day.
I know you mentioned that too before in the press, it being an emotional week. What's the Reader's Digest version of why, what made it so emotional?
Well, we beat the number 15th ranked team in the country at their place. They had the longest home court winning streak. We got home at 4:00 in the morning, and we're playing in front of the largest crowd at Reed since we've lived here. Yeah, so I think that there's a lot of emotion, and we're making the transition. This will be our 10th day of work in a row. And we understand that. That's how it goes. But when you transition from that Wednesday, Saturday to that Tuesday, Saturday, well, if you're off on Sunday, that means you're Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, well, in not being judgmental and not even saying that we're right, 9 days of work and how we work, that's a lot of time. And that does drain your emotion, and it does drain your brain, because mentally we try to hold our guys accountable. And I don't think it's necessarily a physical thing. They're elite level athletes that have been trained by elite level people. So I don't think it's the physical. It's just, hey, by the way, guys, in these 9 days, we're going to play 2 out of 3 ranked teams on the road that were ranked preseason top 15. Oh, well, there's some emotion in that, right? And so, yeah, good emotion, but it's emotion.
Anything else burning questions?
Oh, I got one more. You guys you talked about it a little bit right there, and I know earlier last week you said you don't really pay attention to what's going on in the media, but another week you take down a top 25 team in a commanding fashion, and you're still on the bubble for the NCAA tournament. Are your guys using that maybe as motivation or playing with an extra little chip on their shoulder?
I don't think so. They would answer the question truthfully to you. I think there is a little bit of what are we responsible for and what can we control and how can we be accountable for our work today. And I would say, to be honest with you, most coaches for sure, they go to their house and sleep 5 hours, and they go to work and they work 18 hours. And so there's the guy that cuts my hair. I looked at my phone on Sunday morning. I'm coming to the office Sunday morning at 5:30, and I'm looking at my phone. It's 217 texts on my personal phone, and it's 300 and something texts on my school phone. And that's okay, but normally, I have time to look at who texts me, and I never click on a text until I can respond. And I saw that my barber texted me wanting tickets. And I've told him 4,000 times, hey, look, man, if you text me or call me on game day, I'm not answering. And where does the really smart guy, what is the guy's name in bracketology? Lenardi. Like, somebody's telling me they bring him on the air during our game. And I'm like, well, I don't listen to our game with audio. You know what I mean? So we still have work to do. And we're thankful that we're in the position that we're in. And tomorrow night will mark the halfway point of conference play. And I think the effort and the cohesiveness of our staff and our team has been remarkable through the first 4 weeks. And we want to try to keep that juju going regardless of results, because there's a part of that togetherness that I think has led to the results.
All right, that's a wrap.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Coach.